Hi everyone, welcome back to How Have We Never Seen This Before? This week we discussed To All the Boys.
Always and forever.
Always and forever.
Join us in this week's episode as we create a tier list of Noah Centineo's tweets, as we talk about our own prom-posals and how Dr. Covey is the hottest guy in this whole film.
We stand Dr. Covey.
We do. And stay tuned for a guest appearance from our brand new co-host, Archie.
Yes.
How Have We Never Seen This Before is a podcast where two best friends watch iconic films and trending TV shows that they've never seen before.
Each week we discuss a different movie or show from a zillennial perspective.
We are live on a Saturday morning after a wild night. No.
My wild night included watching this movie, so I don't know
I watched
what you
this
were doing.
Yesterday afternoon. But anyway, welcome to episode 3.
Yeah.
This week we watched To All the Boys, Always and Forever. That's the whole name. It's not like To All the Boys I Loved Before, Always and Forever.
Why do they have the most absurd names here? Like to all the boys I've loved before, to all the boys, P.S. I still love you, to all the boys, always and forever.
But there's not all the boys anymore.
There's one boy.
There's one boy.
We've narrowed it down. It went from like a billion to like 2. Now there's just one.
Yeah. And why is it still To All the Boys?
I guess we have to take that up with the author of the book.
Yeah. But anyway, we watched it.
I think that throughout the duration of this podcast, you should only refer to me as Lauren Jean.
Lauren Jean. Honestly, I couldn't even remember her name when the movie started, so.
Really? You don't remember Laura Jean? That's such an iconic name.
I just could not remember it. When it first started, I just said she. She wants to go to Stanford.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't remember her name.
I forgot pretty much everyone's name except hers. Like, I could not have told you what anyone's name was.
That's funny because I knew everybody else's but hers.
Wow.
And she's the main character.
Put us together and we'd really go places.
We've got a full brain cell. But we're really on top of things this week because this literally just came out yesterday, February 12th, and today is February 13th, and this is coming to you on the 15th, I think. Yeah. So we're hopping on that trend really quick.
Yeah, this better get more listens than our other stuff.
Well, anyway, so getting into the meat and potatoes of this episode. I couldn't think of another announcer.
Never say that.
Okay, getting into it. Sorry. If you didn't know, Noah Centineo is in this movie.
An icon, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say quite the character, but he's super strange.
That's not nice.
Like, no, hear me out. When he was at, I don't know if it was like the People's Choice Awards or like the Nickelodeon Awards, and he was just like, before I go, I just want to say, it matters not what you've done, but what you have done that will be done for, or like, I don't know. It made no sense.
I think it matters not what you've done, but what you do with what you've done for others.
Like, what does that even mean?
You know, it takes some big brain energy to know what that means. I guess you're not smart enough. I'm kidding. No one knows what it means. There is no sense when it comes to Noah Centineo.
And because of that, we have decided our game for this episode is, I guess, tiering or like rating and putting in categories the tweets of
Yeah.
Mr. Noah Centineo.
We're gonna make a tier list for this man.
Cool. We've got some real fancy technology here, everybody.
Oh God. Okay. So here we go. I'm so excited. Okay, so we've created these categories just based on everything that these could fall into. The first one is iconic, legendary, if you will. And I think that the ones that'll fall into this category are the ones that I can recite, that I automatically know are his. I don't need to know to see his like Twitter username. I know it's his.
Okay, so we would have loved this during our 2013 Tumblr era. This is an era that just like has a special place in my heart. Whether that's good or bad, I'm not sure yet. But this is a good category.
Yeah. Coming up on the third ranking, not his best work. You know, it's kind of middle of the road, doesn't really catch my eye, if you will.
Following this, we've got Dear God, Please Hire Him a Publicist. For me, I think his quote from the award show would go there, but also in the red. So I think we're going to have some hard decisions like between those two.
I agree, hands down, yeah. The next category would be I'm actually calling the police, meaning that this tweet should be illegal. Straight up.
And finally, this is a quote from one of Noah Centineo's Snapchats. So use that wild imagination, if you will.
And we will.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. So starting off, we have this beautiful tweet here. I'll read it.
What is this?
God, nah, never met the guy. But if I had to guess, I'd say she's a soft pillow, a comfortable bed, and a warm meal. Maybe some good company in a bad time. Maybe they're the reason you were running late and didn't have that car crash. IDK, maybe you're me.
What does that even mean?
I could not tell you.
Was this a response to someone? Is it two people? Is it one person?
Maybe his concept of God differs from yours. Who are you to judge someone on their religion?
Oh, right. It's about God. Okay, sorry. I cut that part off.
I don't think we should try to figure out what he's saying. I think we just need to rank them.
Can you see the gears going in my head trying to understand what this is?
I mean, personally, I would say it's not his best work. If you see all the other tweets in here, this will be eh.
Okay, I will take your word for that one.
Okay. And we can always move them around.
Yeah.
They're not set there forever. Okay. This one here. We're gonna bring that forward. There we go.
Her waves, me faints. To be completely honest, I would have loved this during my 2013 Tumblr era.
That one was easy. I'm glad we could agree because I was thinking the same thing. That's honestly why I created this category. Because I saw that. Okay, next one. If you could get me out of my feels, then you'll have me in my feels forever.
Where do you quote this a lot?
No.
Okay. I feel like just from reading those other two, I would know this is him.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it's legendary. I
don't think we can rate it legendary. I honestly would put this in the we would have loved this during our 2013.
Me too.
Okay. Great. We'll just slide her in there. There you go, Noah. You can rest right next to
Noah.
No, this one's a good one. Remember how fun and intimately intricate making out can be. I think there's no choice but to. I'm calling the police.
I agree.
This should be illegal. Immediately, no. No, no, no. Okay, next we have fuck flowers. I'll send you the florist. Fuck a florist. I'll show you the field. Fuck the field. Let's grow a garden. Fuck it all. I love you.
Again, I don't know what you were thinking, but I feel like I would have loved this in 2013. But the
Really?
category is almost full.
I mean, I don't know because I feel like it doesn't make enough sense for us to have loved this.
Like,
Like
it's poetry.
these two at least like made a little bit of sense. But this one just like doesn't make sense to me.
Okay. So not his best work for you?
Yeah, maybe that or dear God, please hire him a publicist.
Does he have a publicist?
I probably, but I think they should be fired.
I feel like at the same time, all of these should also go in that category
Yeah.
because they're all concerning.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
But that can be our first publicist.
First publicist. Okay. We'll slide you right in there, Noah. No, you're probably lonely in that category, but that's okay. Oh my God, this one. Yes. Okay, so next up, we have this beautiful tweet. How long does it take to fall in love? Depends how fast you jump.
Those are some wise words.
This is the first one I've ever seen from him, like back in 2018. And personally, I quote it all the time. I would say it's iconic, legendary.
I would definitely agree.
Okay. Okay, we'll slide you right in there. Okay. These are so stupid. Okay, next up we have this one. If you want to take a turn to read that.
Oh, okay. If you can't tell, don't look at her story. 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 Maybe just once. That was my traumatic reading. In my mind, that's like that Tumblr, like if you like emphasize different parts of the sentence, like it just changes the meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I saw this, I think I would call the police.
Yeah. Yeah. I was also thinking like what is on her story?
We could use our wild imagination.
Yeah, that's where I was going. I think it can transcend both categories.
Yeah, I think we have our first use that wild imagination.
Yeah, I mean you have to.
Yeah, you just have to. Next up, we have this one.
I would like love to know who he's talking about. He says, "Fuck, you're so cute." Now, is this who was he dating? What was her name? Was he Alexis Wren?
Alexis Wren.
Yeah.
I can't believe Alexis Wren put up with this. This garbage.
I think it's a little weird to tweet about it. But like, I mean, someone saying that to you is like not like someone random, yes, that's bad, but like someone you're with, it's like not bad.
I don't know, because whenever anyone says that to me, I don't know if it's just me personally, but I like cringe.
Do people say that to you a lot?
I mean, sometimes they do.
I think it's not his best work.
Yeah, I feel like he could have gone for it a little bit more here, but he kind of held back. So
yeah, there was definitely some potential there.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Noah, that wasn't your best. Okay, I think this is our last one here. This one, I forgot about this one. What do you want to be when you get older? Closer to you. I love this tweet.
Why does he think he's this like prolific writer? Like when he wrote this, he was like, "Oh, this is a good one. Like they're gonna love this." And they do, but not for the same reasons.
We love this. I mean, I think it was successful because if he didn't tweet that, like this kind of stuff, we wouldn't be talking about him in such a way.
I agree. I think it seems like this is one of the earlier ones. Mm-hmm. And I think this is quite an iconic tweet.
Yeah. Oh, I think I would agree with you on that one. So should we... Wow. Our tier list is complete.
I feel like if like the things he's said can go into our purple category, it's harder for the tweets, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm proud of this. I think that this is a work of art, just like his tweets.
No, I agree. And I think it's hard because so many of them can go into so many categories.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I think he did a good job.
Take a look at this. If you ever want to do a tier list, you can check out this website, capwing.com.
Yeah, and if you do make your own Noah Centineo tweet tier list, please post it and tag us because we'd love to know your opinions. Or like comment your order down. And like if you're on YouTube, like comment on the thing. And I'd love to see it.
Same, yeah.
Well, thank you. That was fun. I thought that was a good one.
I know. I love our little games.
They're great. But we're gonna like try and work our way through the movie a bit faster this time, just because that game like just needed to be done.
Definitely.
We're gonna assume that most of you have seen the last two movies. I know my mom has not, so shout out to Mom. You're gonna be confused, but that's okay because I will explain it for you.
Well, I mean, like, if you haven't seen this movie on Valentine's Day weekend, right when it comes out, like, what are you doing? You know?
I'm just a fake fan.
Yeah. Obviously, like,
yeah. But we've got Peter, we've got Laura Jean, they're together. Then we've got Kitty and Margot, Laura Jean's sisters. And then we've got Chris, who is Laura Jean's best friend. And I think we've also got her dad and Trina.
Dr. Covey.
Dr. Covey and Trina, who will be her stepmother. Spoiler alert. Sorry.
Is it wrong that I think that Dr. Covey is the most attractive person in this film?
No.
Okay. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure. Oh, we also have Trevor.
Who's Trevor?
So Trevor he's played by the guy from Riverdale and 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah, he like left Riverdale to, I guess, do this or something.
Honestly,
or just to save his career.
Just abandon ship at that point. Like, no.
Yeah, he's like sort of Chrissy's on and off boyfriend, I guess. Mm-hmm. And also is Peter's best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically we start out in Seoul, Korea. Laura Jean and her family went there for a trip for a spring break. It's also her senior year, if you were unclear.
Can we please go to South Korea?
Yeah.
I want to go so badly to South Korea, Japan, back to Thailand.
I know.
Let's go on a trip. Singapore.
If we had more time, I wish we could have. Lauren and I went to Thailand when we were studying abroad in Australia together. And I just wish we could have like spent time in the Singapore airport or like just like Singapore in general, and traveled around East Asia more as well.
The Singapore airport is probably the nicest building I've ever been in my entire life.
It's beautiful. There's an indoor waterfall, like indoor outdoor waterfall.
Do you know that meme that's like society if we could blank, and it shows like that indoor waterfall? That's the Singapore airport. And it's really amazing.
I haven't seen that, but I hope most of you have, because
Like,
or just Google it. Like honestly, Google it. But yes, so they're in Korea. We find out that Dr. Covey wants to marry his girlfriend Trina, and is going to propose when they get home. And we also find out that Peter is going to Stanford on a lacrosse scholarship, and Laura is planning to go there with him, but she has not yet been accepted. So there is our first conflict of the film.
can I tell you what problem I had with this part?
What?
He went on a campus tour and then they FaceTimed about it, and she's like, no, I don't want to see campus. It's bad luck to see a college campus before you get in. Okay, that's the reason why you're not getting into Stanford. Like, they take note of who goes on tours to see who's actually interested. And if you don't go on any tours and it comes down to you and this other person who has the same exact kind of GPA, background, whatever, they're going to choose the person who's actually been on a tour of campus. So that's really stupid of her.
Yeah,
That's
and
all I'll
like
say.
if any of you are going into college, like obviously right now you can't really visit campus, but like sign up for those admissions Zoom things, or like sign up for a virtual interview if it's somewhere you really want to go. If not, like whatever. But yeah.
They have it on record how many times you've toured and if you've actually seen campus.
Yep. But yeah, so like Laura's just like worried that they're going to break up because of going to like colleges and long distance and whatever. And the one thing that I thought was so like really cute about the whole Seoul trip was the locks on top of the Seoul Tower. If you have ever like seen in Paris, they have that bridge with all the locks. And you like write a wish or like write your name and then lock it on the bridge. It's the same thing, but on the top of the Seoul Tower.
Mm-hmm.
And they find the lock that their mom put on there, which is super cool. And just like lock theirs on with it. And I thought that was so cute.
Yeah, that was really cute. So now she's back in California. That's where she lives, right? California?
Yeah, like I feel like it's like outskirts of San Francisco or something.
Okay, yeah. She lives in the nicest neighborhood ever. Like, her dad is loaded.
Well, her dad's a
gynecologist, yeah. So she's back in California. She walks into her house, and it turns out Peter broke into her house and surprised her with flowers and a welcome home sign. And she brought him back a bunch of treats, including this face mask that when he ripped it off, he winced.
That was weird.
They did
it was just a sheet mask. It wasn't like a peel mask. It was just like a sheet. I don't know.
That was such a stupid oversight for whoever was giving him direction, because like obviously like Noah Centineo, it doesn't seem like he really focuses on his, skincare. Not saying that he has bad skin, but he's just like a bro, and so like he's not gonna know what a sheet mask does versus like a peel off mask. So that was
maybe it was just like stuck. I don't know.
Little things like that take me out of the movie, and it bothers me. But yeah, so they get talking about rom-coms and how they would be an awful rom-com couple. So this is kind of like a little bit of a theme starting to develop. Yeah, so then they watch, what movie is that with the guy who holds the radio?
I don't know. I've never watched it.
Neither have I. Okay, this is
maybe we should.
Yeah, this is really embarrassing. Cut the cameras. But yeah, Laura Jean is loaded, and they seem to be watching this movie on her laptop. Like, you mean to tell me that Dr. Covey does not have a huge flat screen TV in his living room?
Yeah, they both share her AirPods. Like, I don't know why. Like, just watch it on the TV.
Yeah, like, how dumb. But then they lose track of time, and Peter has to go home. And then he says something really cringy, such as, "I'm most looking forward to never having to say goodnight."
That's definitely like he like had that in the back of his mind as a tweet, and then he was like, "Oh my gosh, I have this great idea for this scene. Let me say this."
He definitely wrote some of his own lines, I think. And right as he's leaving, Laura Jean sees that her dad is proposing to Tree through her window because they're neighbors. I don't know if we said that, but yeah. That's that scene.
I thought it was cute.
Yeah.
Like, it was cliche, but like him driving away and then you see the dad proposing to her, and it's, I don't know, made my heart happy.
Yeah. I think the way that this movie is shot, like the other movies as well, is like kind of like weird but also unique. And I kind of like it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely different.
I think you can just tell that they actually care about what goes into every shot. Unlike a lot of, like, compare this to the kissing booth, you have like a lot of the same like shot. I don't know. I feel like they play around more with like close-ups, like changing the perspective, and I appreciate that a little bit more.
But also, because you mentioned the kissing booth, when we were like starting to rewatch this last night, no one was liking it, and one of my roommates was like, "I think I like the kissing booth better." Like, I love you all, but to my roommates, but no, I do not agree.
I think the kissing booth is like more entertaining just because it's like so stupid. But this one, I would have loved this in high school. And so I'm trying to look at this from like the perspective of like a high school senior right now, and I would have loved that movie when I was in high school.
I think this movie would have made me so sad. Like, if I were a senior in high school right now, just like being like, "Oh, I can't have my prom. I can't go to my senior trip." Not that we had a senior trip or anything, but just like missing all those things. It would make me sad.
Yeah. I was looking at this and feeling so nostalgic, like especially when they had like their prom, and I was like, "Oh, that reminds me of like our prom," like stuff like that.
It reminds me of our proms, but also it looks so much better.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's the next day at school, and we see people like getting asked to prom, so like the big part of it, and we find out they're going on a senior trip to New York, and they're still like Peter and Lara Jean are still trying to decide on a song because they want a song so they can be more like a rom-com couple. That night at home, it's dinner time, and Lara Jean gets her notification from Stanford, and she opens it, and she didn't get accepted.
I wonder why.
Should have gone on those tours. So she's all sad and whatever, and everyone's like trying to cheer her up. Her sister calls her, and she kind of like goes off on her sister because her sister wanted her to look at NYU as a school, and like just apply to different schools besides Stanford, which was a good idea. And our main conflict, or one of the main conflicts, comes when Peter texts her asking if she got in because he knows that acceptances are out, but her sister Margot also texts her at the same time asking if they're okay because of this fight earlier, because she got mad about having her apply to different schools, and accidentally texts Peter, "Of course, I love you," instead of texting that to her sister, saying, "Yeah, of course we're okay." But Peter thinks she said, "Of course I got into Stanford," which she did not.
Yikes.
And instead of fixing it right away, she just doesn't tell him forever.
Yep. She could have just texted him right then and there being like, "Sorry, that was meant for Margot." No. That's all she had to do.
I know.
Like, he's gonna find out eventually when you go to the first class and they say that she's not a registered student. And then they call security on her.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. So after that situation happens, she's trying to figure out how to say that she didn't get in. I don't know why she's always so nervous to talk to Peter. Like, he takes everything like a little too well.
Yeah, he's like very chill about everything.
So like, why would you ever be like worried about how he's gonna react to something? I just doesn't make sense to me. But she's debating on what to say to him, and all of a sudden she sees that he's outside with a speaker and a decorated car, just like the rom-com that they watched.
That we don't know the name of. If you could tell us, you can, if you know it, and say we're just two unfortunate souls that have never seen that movie, please tell us what it is.
Yeah. So this is her big chance to finally admit that she didn't get into Stanford, but instead she is like, oh, okay, actually, let me go along with this. So he takes her to the diner from the beginning of the entire franchise.
Oh, yeah.
The series. And he orders pancakes and does this like grand promposal thing with strawberry syrup. How were you proposed to prom?
I was only proposed to go to prom once. So I went to prom 3 times. Why did I go 3 times? Oh my God. I really should have only gone once. It was my second time going. My friend took me out to like lunch or something. And then we came back and my boyfriend at the time was at my house. Like my whole family knew about it. So it wasn't like he broke into my house like Noah Centineo did. But he had this like, if you're under or like if you're this tall, you can go to prom with me or something.
And he didn't go.
He's
so awkward.
I had that promposal, and then he got kicked out of school. So like a week after my boyfriend got kicked out of school, my friend, it was really, this part was like super sweet. He and Lauren was in on it.
Obviously.
We were at track practice together and he was just like, hey, so like what color is your dress? Like I'd like to get a bow tie to match you because I don't want you to go to your senior prom alone. It was so sweet. He couldn't find the exact color, which is totally fine. Like it doesn't matter. But I think it was like navy or something. He got a bow tie to like sort of go with my dress and we went together, which was really fun.
That was cute.
Yeah.
The way that I was proposed to prom was really lame because you remember?
I remember.
But basically this boy that I was friends with, he asked me in March. Prom was in May. He asked me in March. I do not know why. But it was the day before spring break and he made his entire like phone. Oh wait, actually this is kind of cute.
I think it was like kind of cute. He put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah. He asked me twice as well. So like I'll say the first time and the second time. So the first time he made his like phone background like, will you go to prom with me? And he like decorated each little like app icon to be a different letter with like a cool background. And so he asked me like using his phone background, which was like very Gen Z of us. And yeah, I said yes. And then, but I was like, I kind of want like a traditional promposal. So then like a few months later, before prom, I worked in the writing center after school. And so I would basically like sit alone in this room and have like people come in and like hang out with me, or like if they needed help with their papers, I would work on them with them. And he came in one day, we were just like hanging out and he like got down on one knee.
Oh my God.
And like handed me like these chocolate like flower thingies. And he was like, do you want to like actually go to prom with me? Like, I realized that I didn't ask in the best way before. And I was like, yeah, sure. I thought we were going. And so it was cute.
That's cute. I feel like Peter also did this, but like the down on one knee is like kind of a lot and I'd be a little scared.
Whoa. You're down on one knee. This is a lot of commitment.
That was cute though.
Yeah, prom was fun.
It was. That was a fun one. Oh wait, no, it wasn't. I had an anxiety attack.
Yeah. We had fun after though.
Yeah. No, afterwards it was fun.
We all jumped in my pool and it was only 50 degrees out.
Yeah, like fully clothed and everything. It was fun. Well, I was fully clothed.
Can't say the same for everyone else, but that's fine.
Anyway, okay, so they're going to prom together. Woohoo. But the next day, so Laura Jean is so upset over not telling him that she didn't get into Stanford. She doesn't go to school. But that day she actually finds out that she got into UC Berkeley. And she's like, wow, everything's okay now. Like I feel like I can tell him because I'll only be an hour away.
Yes. Another character in a movie that we watch on this show is going to Berkeley. It's to be a theme.
Yeah. But so now they're going to go on their senior trip and she still hasn't told him, but she tells Chris that she's going to tell him once they get to New York. So they plan to like meet up in the hotel lobby at like 9:00, and then they go to this cupcake shop, and they're when they sit down, she finally tells Peter that she didn't get into Stanford. And I thought this was like yeah, he like totally chill whenever she like brings up some like news. I don't know why she's scared. He just says like, are you okay?
Imagine like your lax bro boyfriend being so nonchalant about things. Like that would never happen.
It wouldn't, but like I think it's really nice.
Yeah.
Like just for him to be like, he like doesn't care about like all of that, like are you okay? Like clearly she hasn't, it's been a week at least that she hasn't told him. Like she was so overwhelmed by it. I don't know, I thought that was nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My little heart. But well, while they're still in the cupcake shop, Peter just comes up with this new plan for them. He's like, oh, you can just transfer to Stanford after your freshman year. And she like seems kind of okay with it, but I don't know. Like you can see like a little hesitation. She's like, oh yeah, I never thought about that. So we'll see if that happens.
Yeah. So yeah, the next day, Trevor prom-poses to Chrissy. Honestly, their story seems to be a little bit more interesting than Peter and Laura Jean's story. Like, I wish that they had their own movie, but I also don't want to give the creators of this any ideas. I think we should leave it at 3. So they get split off into groups during the day to do their tours of like New York. And so they do this like little selfie montage of them in the most touristy spots of New York.
We love a good montage.
We love a good montage, but they make New York look a lot nicer than it actually is. Like no one has gotten accosted yet. Like it's not how it goes. So Chrissy and Laura Jean see that Jen, the mean girl from the first one that they made amends with, is touring NYU because she got in, and her tour guide invited them to a party, which would never happen. A tour guide would never want to like party with high school seniors. Like they could get in A, so much trouble, and B, no one in college would want to do that.
Also, she's a college senior.
Yeah.
And she's the girl. I found this out last night. I like couldn't place her. She's the girl from Gossip Girl that dates Nate Archibald when she's like 13 or 15 or whatever, because she wants to go to Cotillion with Nate Archibald.
Oh, I've never seen Gossip Girl, so I
don't know. My God. Please watch Gossip Girl.
Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, so she's kind of like falling in love with New York and NYU when she goes to this party. And then she awkwardly records this band playing at the party. And the band playing is the Greeting Committee, which is a band that I like absolutely love. I don't know how they do this, but every soundtrack for this movie is so good. Like they had Hippocampus on this. Mm-hmm. They had the Greeting Committee. Like, I love the soundtracks for these movies.
They also had Blackpink and another K-pop girl group that I forget, but my friend told me and I don't remember.
All I know is that they had some of my favorite bands on here. And yeah, so they take a pink couch home on the subway, which is weird. And I don't know how they got through like the metro barriers. Like, I don't think it would even fit through like the one where you open the door.
It might fit if it's just like the turnstiles and they carry it over.
True. But usually the turnstiles, like, they have bars up.
Yeah, and like when you leave, sometimes it's that circular one. I don't know. Depends where they're going, I guess.
Yeah. So they get back to the hotel and then Peter's being awkward, but that's it.
Okay, so now the trip's over. It like they did this movie in like sections, so each like section had like its own like title screen sort of. But anyway, so they're back home and Trina's moved in and she's like talking.
Oh.
Okay, so just to take a quick break, we have a brand new co-host. His name is Archie, and he is 13 weeks old.
Stop. I love him.
Hi.
Oh my gosh.
He's the sweetest little baby in the whole world.
Stop.
Can you say something? He doesn't really make noise.
Oh my goodness.
We've not heard a bark yet, so.
Really?
Mm-mm.
He's so well behaved.
He's such a good boy.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
so little.
I just want to cuddle him forever.
I know.
I'm going to steal him.
I'll see if he goes to sleep. You might hear some chewing, but that's just our co-host in the background. He was making the rounds. He has some appearances every day of someone else who wants to see him.
He has more clout than us. That's why.
He definitely does. Stop
He's
eating
here for a short period of time.
Come back each week to see Archie. But anyway, so back to the movie. Now that she's home, I think Peter and Lara Jean have like weekly dates that they plan, which is like kind of cute. So Lara's planning theirs to go bowling and like make some matching shirts and like they have matching shoes and this like really cute picnic at the bowling alley. And while they're there, Peter's dad shows up because he wants to have dinner with Peter. I don't know, like I guess he was just like there bowling and saw him. But
yeah, I think he was bowling with his new family.
Yeah, so if you don't know from the first couple movies, Peter's dad left him and his mom when they were young. When Peter was young, and never contacted them and then just like kind of showed up again with this brand new family. And Peter's really upset and just like doesn't want to have dinner with his dad and just doesn't really want anything to do with him. Lara is stress baking later that night, but also getting the wedding cake ready for her dad's wedding to Trina, and finds out that she got into NYU. And she's really excited because while they were in New York, you could just like see how much she loved it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so my next note is I don't think I could deal with Noah Centineo as my boyfriend. Like, I know I'm not his type, but oh my God, I can't put my finger on it, robotic. It's like, he takes everything a little too well. Like, he doesn't show emotion.
Mm-hmm.
He's just not your typical high school lax bro, I guess.
I think he's like trying to act like the perfect boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
yeah, it just like kind of makes it a little boring for me. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I need more drama here. Someone needs to raise the stakes. But yeah, so at school the next day, Lara Jean kind of continues to second guess going to Berkeley, and then she ends up finally telling Peter about New York and how she's going there. She decides, like, after a few scenes, but I just skipped through that.
Yeah.
And he thinks it's just going to be a year, but then she says, no, I want to stay for the full 4 years. And then he's kind of sad, but he keeps saying that they're good. And it just kind of annoys me how well he takes things. But
he's like clearly distant though.
Yeah.
He's got sad boy hours.
Yeah, like he's a little upset, but she just keeps like throwing him these curveballs and he's just like, we're good.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Like, I don't know. It's never like, he never is like, I feel blah blah blah. It's always, how do you feel?
That's not like a bad thing. Like,
I know, but does Laura Jean not care how he feels? She
yeah,
never asks him.
that is true. There's no like reciprocal relationship to that. Like, it's just him asking, I guess. Yeah, so like the next section of the movie is prom, and it's just like looks like a great time. Peter is crowned prom king, and he like comes up to her after like pictures and that prom king queen dance, and he's like how does it feel to be with like the prom king or whatever? She's like, I'm lonely. And then he like takes her to dance, but she's still like sad. And then they go home, and she like tries to sleep with him for the first time, but then he breaks up with her. He's like, if it's not like, if I don't want to wait 6 months and then break up, like we're just gonna break up now.
This is so unrealistic because you know that a high school lax bro who still hasn't gotten with his girlfriend is going to sleep with her and then break up with her. You know this already.
Noah's trying to make Peter like this angel, like holier than thou of all other boys.
He would never reject her advances like that. That would not happen.
Like, he's trying to be the ideal, but it's not realistic in any way. In any way. But basically, they're broken up, and it's all sad.
Boo-hoo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it seems to be the next day, and Peter didn't answer any of her texts from that night, except he asked her if he should still come to Dr. Covey's wedding, and she said no. So now it's time for Chrissy to come and try and cheer her up with some ice cream. But she also like mentions that she's back together with Trevor, which is really like not something you should say to your best friend.
Just got broken up with.
Like, maybe save it for like tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then Kitty comes in and tells Laura Jean that she chose not to tell her about NYU. Kitty needs to stop with that.
Kitty's too much.
Kitty is the villain of this entire series.
She's the one who sent out the letters.
Yes.
I don't know what she did in the second one, but she's the one who like started this whole mess.
She's evil. But so she comes in and tells Laura Jean that she chose to not tell her about NYU because she was scared of her leaving. So whatever, I guess Laura Jean forgives her. But it's now the day of the wedding, and it's kind of bittersweet for her because she's like kind of closing a chapter on her dad being like single, and she's getting like a new mother figure in her life. So she doesn't really know how to feel, and she's also processing this breakup. And we cut to Peter at the diner with his annoying dad, and he kind of like blows up at him. And then we go back to the wedding. The wedding's a lot of fun, it seems, but then you can see that Laura Jean's like kind of sad, just hanging out with her family. And then Kitty receives a text and tells Laura Jean to go outside. And it turns out that Peter's there, and he wrote in her yearbook the like conditions, their new conditions, calling back to the first movie where they had like their set of conditions when they were a fake couple.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was really cute. But I also know that first week of college, like, he's definitely going to cheat on her. You know. And so then they sleep together finally, and then they go to graduation, have a good time, and then that's the movie.
I will say that this wedding scene made me want to have like a backyard wedding.
Yeah.
It was so pretty. And then like the tent afterwards, you know, just seemed really fun.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of the wedding from the Fosters too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is funny because Noah Centineo was in the Fosters.
Oh, when they got rid of Jake T. Austin.
When he wait, the funniest scene of like that I think I've ever seen is when they get rid of Jake T. Austin and they send him away to like wrestling camp, and then he comes back and it's Noah Centineo, and the mom is like, wow, you've really grown up. I don't even recognize you anymore.
He's like 3 feet taller than he was before.
He looks completely different from Jake T. Austin as well.
Like, I mean, they did their best, but
I just don't think they should have acknowledged it. Like,
yeah. I'm also like, what did Jake T. Austin do? Like after that? Like, why did he leave?
he was working on something, but I don't know what it was. Noah Centineo, that wasn't his debut, right? He was on Disney, right? I think he was on Disney.
I thought that was like his definitely like breakout role.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it like wasn't his first one. Like, but that's the first time I ever saw him.
Yeah. Same. But yeah, that was our little breakdown of To All the Boys I've
No, this is To All the Boys Always and Forever.
To All the Boys Always and Forever.
Keep listening to my mom's podcast. Do it. If you want more of Archie and if you want more of our podcast, you can follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. On YouTube, you can see him. Maybe he'll be our new mascot. We can post him on Instagram. Anyway, thanks for listening. We'll see y'all next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.